Hello, my name is Precious and I'm so glad that you stopped by this channel. In this channel, I cover content around travel advice and various destinations. So today I'll be discussing a very important topic that have prevented a lot of people from taking trips, and which is the cost, the money, because there's this idea that traveling costs a lot of money. But I'm here to tell you how to travel for cheap and even save some money. So you want to stick around and listen to all the tips I'll be sharing, especially the last one, because it's often ignored by most people. Yes, I mean, you see people traveling on social media with the pictures, with the reels, and you're like, wow, that destination is on my bucket list. I've always wanted to go there, but I don't have the money. It's expensive. I'm here to tell you that you don't have to break the bank to take trips. Traveling can really be affordable. So stick around and listen to the tips that I'll be sharing, and I'll be looking at some notes because my note is down. I've made just to guide me in the points that I'll be saying. So the first point I'll tell you is that you should look for deals and discounts. Yeah, so a lot of airlines, tour operators, there are sometimes they run promos, so there's deals and there's discount. Take advantage of that opportunity. Grab the deal, to go on that vacation that you dream for. And one way for you to know is that when these deals are available is to keep your eyes and I say your ears open. And one way I do that is that I subscribe to newsletters of airlines. So when there's a price drop, there's a good deal, there's a discount going on, I'm at alert, and then I check to see, if that destination is something that interests me, and guess what, I book it. Yeah, so you too, you want to also take advantage of that opportunity. So the second tip that I'll share is that you should book in advance. Yes, there's nothing like booking in advance. It's actually save you some bucks. I mean, every money, every penny is important. So booking in advance can save you some money. I remember when I wanted to take a trip and then I bought an air ticket 3 weeks for £15. So I was just curious, a day before that trip, to say, what's the price? And guess what I saw? I saw £120. Can you just imagine the price difference? So if I've waited to the last minute and probably it's an urgent trip, I'll have to pay that amount. Or if it's not urgent, that would have deprived me from traveling that particular period. So booking in advance will save you some money. So stop waiting, go check where's the place you want to go and start booking for that trip in advance. So the third tip is that you should travel to budget destinations. Yeah, I mean, there are some places, some countries that know for low cost of touristic activities in terms of transportation, accommodation, feeding, name it. So go to those places, especially if you have a low budget or you're traveling for the first time. So those places will help you. For example, is Europe, especially if you live in Europe, because I live in Europe, and there are some destinations that are cheap, places like Prague, you can visit there and have good memory, and that's a beautiful country. I also encourage you you travel within your continent. Traveling within your continent is a bit lower than traveling outside your continent. So you want to start exploring the continents where you live. Also, it might be surprising that even places that are popular in terms of tourism, you can even go there at affordable price. For example, let's name Paris. Again, that goes back to the advice I've given before. If you book in advance, you're able to see some ticket at a good deal, and you can still have fun in those places that are popular. So what are you waiting for? So the fourth tip that I'll be sharing is that you should travel during off-peak period. There are certain times like holidays, summer holiday, bank holidays, school holidays. Those are the time airlines want to take advantage because a lot of people will be traveling during this period. Wait, I'm not saying that you should not travel during this period, because probably that's the time you have holiday, and let's say it's Christmas, that's a lot of time. There's family get together. You don't want to deprive yourself of that opportunity for going for those trips. So again, remember the advice I've given before. If you book in advance, you could also get good deal with those prices. But then again, if it's you have some time, you don't have to necessarily travel within the festive period or the other day. You could travel during off-peak hours. The prices tend to be reduced. especially like if you travel in the early hours of the day or probably even at night. Even with airlines, I've noticed that the prices can be a little bit low compared to like when you travel during the day. But do what works for you. Like if you live in London or live in the UK, for example, you know that there's like the off-peak price and the peak price. Also, the same thing also happens with airline. There are some times of the day the price might be higher, and some time of the day the price may be lower, depending on the months, depending on the season or the holidays. But then again, booking in advance will also save you. And then also traveling within off-peak period here. I'll just give an example. So I remember when I went to Barcelona and I was like, oh, I've seen a place I wanted to stay, but I was like, oh, when I get to Barcelona, I'll just like walk into the place and make my reservation. Unfortunately, when I got there, it was fully booked out because it was a busy period and I had to start again looking for where I would stay, and that is like extra time. And also, like when you travel during like busy time, I'm not saying it's not good. You might be surprised if you don't book advance that ticket are sold out. I remember when I went to Italy, Rome especially, most of the places I wanted to visit, it was like sold out at the point that I've gone there. So even though you're traveling in off-peak period, you know, there will not be a lot of people. You could like explore those places, and even with prices, because I noticed also in Rome that the price of accommodation was like increasing by the day because it was a busy time. And I think I made a mistake. If I had booked in advance based on the advice I've given, whether the price was going up, I already made that reservation. So again, travel during off-peak period, you won't be bothered by things like price or not by price. But if you want to see travel within peak period, book in advance, make your plans and make your itineraries. So the fifth tip that I'll be giving is that you should travel with budget airlines. Yes, we know that traveling to cost money, but then there are some airlines that know to have like low prices. If you live in Europe, you could try Ryanair, Wizz Air and EasyJet. Their price tends to be lower compared to other airlines, so take advantage and travel with those budget airlines. You can get a ticket for as low as £15. So what are you waiting for? Go to the website and start checking these budget airlines. And that leads to the sixth advice I'll give to you, is that you should travel light. Yes, I know, yeah, there's budget airline now and you're getting deals on price, but remember there's like a limit to the size of bag that you can take along with you. Your bag has to be able to like fit under the seat in front of you, which is like a bit small. But then if you travel light, has a lot of advantage. I've noticed that sometimes even when I travel with so many things, like when I get to the destination at the end of the day, I don't make use of those things, and then I begin to ask myself, why did I have to like carry so much? Don't worry, travel light. You'll be fine with just minimum luggage. It depends on how you kind of like arrange your things. You can travel light and be comfortable and have a good trip. And yes, another advantage of traveling light is that you know that most time we check in, especially if you travel early, most check-in time is like within 2-3 p.m. and probably you arrive, let's say 8, 9 or 10 in the morning. You can't go for check-in and you're struggling with your luggage. But if you just travel light, you could start even exploring the city, going to those destinations, seeing around before even going back to your hotel or wherever you booked later in the day. So traveling light is easy for you. You can easily navigate and do so much at the same time. You're not burdened with so much load and so much pressure. Traveling light, travel light. Okay, so the seventh tip that I have is that you should choose budget friendly accommodation. Yes, this is very important. I mean, you're traveling out of your place and you have to like, you need a place to rest, to sleep and do so many things. So there are budget accommodations that you can use. You don't have to like use popular brands, popular names. I mean, there are low cost hotels that also deliver excellent services, and then there's like hostels that you could also check to like make these bookings. So I advise that, or even private, you could hire private accommodation. So my advice that in choosing, you should read reviews, and you could get reviews from booking.com, get them from hostel world. And with hostels, more people think is that, oh, with hostels it's just like with the normal bunk bed. Even some hostels, they offer like private rooms, and you can get even the amenities you also get like in big brands hotel, and they also offer excellent service. So take advantage and go for accommodations that are budget friendly. But one thing I also tell people is that when you are choosing accommodate, if you have family and friends that you have cordial relationship with, I mean, if you tell them in advance, most of the time people are very happy to host you, your friends, your family. Why not go there and stay? I mean, it saves you some money, and it's like a time to like connect and do so many things together. But if you know you want to have like your private moment, you're like, no, I just want to have this trip, or you don't know anybody in this destination, so go for more lower cost options. And I also say, in choosing accommodation, look for accommodation where you can cook, or where they have facilities like microwave, even though you cannot cook. But when you kind of like buy food from restaurants or outside, you're able to like microwave this food. So choose those options. And then again, in choosing, because sometimes you have to like book in advance just to save in cost, try to also read their policies to know what their cancellation policies is like, their check-in time. Even if you're coming late, you have to spend extra, city tax, things like that. Just try to know as much. Reading reviews are very helpful, because I leave reviews wherever I stay, just so that other people can kind of like also know what it's like to live in that place, and that inform my choice. Read reviews to make a choice, and you could get like a very good accommodation to stay at a low price and still like enjoy everything, saving you some money and having like good fun. So the next tip that I will give is that number 8, if it's possible, avoid eating in touristic attraction sites. That is like, things are usually high because like there's a lot of people, a lot of tourists, so they take advantage of that to kind of like hype up the price, because they know, oh, probably this person, you don't know so much about the town, and it's like you're in the busy region. Let's take advantage of that. And what I noticed with the food is that most time when you eat in these places, the meals are not as tasty like when you eat in other areas, because those other areas, they take their time to prepare the meals. You can even get like the cultural flavor within the meal. When touristic areas, I think they're after like, oh, how many people can we sell to in a day? So if possible, remember, in terms of your accommodation, you can bring your snacks when going to those places, or you eat before leaving those places. Or if you could hold yourself, you could just wait after you visit that area, move a bit out of that town to like a place not so busy, but or just away from the touristic site. You'll be surprised that the price is a bit lower, and that also saves you some money. Another advice I'll give here is that you should travel with your water bottle. Yes, we know that water is important, especially like if you travel in summer or whenever you need water to kind of like you to quench your thirst. Okay, so imagine like you have to like buy water all the time, especially if you travel to like a very expensive region like the Scandinavia region. You could spend as much as $2.50 just to kind of like get water. So imagine spending that for like the number of hours in a day and the number of days you stay there. That money you could have used it to do something else. But if you travel with your water bottle, there's usually like fountains in the city or like city tap. Take advantage of that and drink water from there. Apart from you even saving money, remember that water are packaged in like plastic. So taking so much, you're kind of like contributing to the plastic that we're trying to like get rid of. I know you say, oh, there's recycling, but even with recycling, there's still like throwing away of like this plastic. So go with your water bottle. It saves you money. I know you love the environment. You're also contributing to saving the environment too. Avoid eating in this busy area as much as possible, and then you have some extra money to do some other things that you need. So the next advice, which is tip number 9, is that you should choose cheaper transportation option. I mean, you're traveling out of your country, especially, well, maybe you have a very high budget, but here we are trying to see how to reduce our cost. One thing I love about Europe is that most of the country, they have excellent transportation system. The bus works well, the train works well, the tram works very well. Why not use those facilities? And most of the time they come on time. That can like take you to so many places, explore the area, you have that engagement and see the city more than taking an Uber. Uber is pricey, you spend so much, whereas you have other options. Next tip, which is tip number 10, is that you should buy city pass. So a lot of these cities, they have city pass that includes transportation and touristic site that you could visit included in that city pass. And I think they save you a lot of money, because like imagine all the time you visit a tourist attraction, you have to like buy tickets separately, and then you also pay for transportation. That's a lot of money. But with a city pass, it includes most times transportation and a lot of tourist attractions. But my advice is that you should read what is included in your tourist pass before purchasing, so you know what tourist attraction is included and what area of the city is included in the tourist pass. For example, like when I went to Paris, I got the city pass, which was very helpful. I love the Paris city pass because it included the Louvre museum, the Arc de Triomphe, and transportation and some other attraction sites, which is very helpful. But I noticed that when I went to the Palace of Versailles, that's another region in Paris, that was not included in the city pass, but that's fine. But with the city pass, I did so much around like within the center of Paris, not worried about transportation, even up the way to the airport, and like visiting this permanent site that would have cost me extra money. So check and know what is included in your tourist pass, because they also like give a discount to other attraction and what is not included in your tourist pass, and you make the judgment if that city tourist pass is particularly good for you. So buying a city pass could also like save you money than you having to like pay separately for each of these tourist attraction and like paying all the time for transportation. So take advantage to save some money and get yourself a city pass when you visit a destination. Tip number 11 I would say is that you should choose mobile network providers that don't charge roaming fee. Yes, it's possible. I live in Europe and I use O2 network. So when I travel and within Europe, I don't have to like pay roaming fees. So I'm not bothered about that. Yeah, but then again, if you have to like roam, choose a network that doesn't charge so much for roaming. That way you are saving a lot of money, because internet is very important when traveling, because you need to like check places, keep in touch with your family. But if you don't live like within that continent, I would suggest that probably that you should buy a local SIM. I think a local SIM sometimes might cost you less than you spending money on roaming fee, especially by a mobile network provider that might charge so much. So weigh your options. Remember again, but if you're like traveling to a region that you can't roam, maybe you're out of your continent and then you don't already have like local SIM for that region, I know that most airports, they have public Wi-Fi's. Even across some cities that I've visited, like example Malta, like the network connectivity is very good with the bus, with the street, and so many places. We take advantage of this public Wi-Fi to like connect. But my advice I would tell you is that when you're using public Wi-Fi, please use a VPN just to like protect yourself online. Yes, use a VPN when like traveling. And then I'll also like advise that I never advise that you should do financial transaction over public Wi-Fi. Is a no for me. So you have to like weigh your options. Rather choose a mobile network provider that won't charge you so much for like traveling abroad. I mean, traveling has become a necessity. You don't have to like stick yourself because you're thinking, oh, now you have to like go through this extra cost. Okay, so the last tip, which is not the least tip, and that's my 12th tip for you, is that you should choose a bank card that won't charge you abroad. Yes, it's possible. So I live in Europe and I use the Monzo travel card. So whenever I travel within the continent, I don't have to like pay extra like when I spend money abroad. So imagine all the time that you have to make purchase and then your bank have to charge you. That's a lot compared to like other things you have to like cover with the cost of the trip, but this can save you money. So I'll leave my link in the description box. Click on it and sign up to start using Monzo card and enjoy your trip like when you travel without worrying about interest rate and things like that, and still enjoy your beautiful trips. So I hope that you find this tip that I share insightful. Let me know in the comment box which of the tips that you have been using and which one that you just discovered or you start applying now, and also let me know what kind of videos you want me to create. So until next time I see you again, enjoy tripping, take that travel, visit that destination. Bye.